So I went to Adepticon a few weeks ago. Let me show you the dioramas. Okay, so I was able to do something a little bit different this year. In addition to showing you all the beautiful shots of the awesome 40K dioramas this year that were at Adepticon, I was lucky enough to snag some interviews with some of the people who had made the dioramas. So I'm going to have some interviews in this video along with all of the shots, so definitely let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, I got with me Team Bad Decision. So first, let's get your name. What's your name?
Nick Mills.
Nick. And?
Kenny Summers.
And how big is your team who made this one?
We have 4 people.
4 people. Okay.
Marcus Baxley and Ian Dudek as well.
Very nice. So proper credit to them. Now you guys made the, for lack of a better term, morgue board.
Yep, it's morgue.
Is that the name of the diorama?
It's a morgue board. Yeah.
Morgue board.
The whole door opens and you can slide out the tray, and it gets enclosed in a body bag. All right, the story behind this is Fabius File, who's up on one of the mountains.
Okay.
Struck a deal with the Marsh Wardens, who is a renegade chapter of Space Marines that dipped into using his elixirs and his bio enhancements to improve themselves to be better soldiers, better Marines.
Okay.
And so with with all the Primus coming out and flooding into the chapters to support them, beef them up, and already affiliated with because of their homeworld being swampy and dirty and toxic to begin with, it didn't take them too far to roll into Nurgle.
I've got with me the Wards of the North who created, what's the name of your board?
The planet Elvia.
What's your name?
Travis Jacobs.
Peter Soderberg.
Andrew Johnson.
Great call.
On the planet Elvia, it's been cut off after the Great Rift formed, and they finally got a signal back through the guardsmen that were there holding down the fort, and they needed a lot of help.
Yeah.
And they've been seeing a lot of sightings of Wolfen as well, and such like that, which maybe signals a return of Lehman Russ. So both Space Wolves sent a force out to investigate, but also the Custodius Emissary Group is also going there on a recommendation from Rubute. So
Guy really wanted to have that beat up feel. Like, they've been fighting for this for a long time, and they're really in rough shape. And I tried to show them a lot of the tanks and how just absolutely beat up they are. And then that works really well with Peter's style and the Space Wolves, and how damaged they are.
And just like all these little fine touches, that's actually what I like about it, because like you actually get it like looking there. There's just more to appreciate and notice.
Okay.
The icicles are really fun. I got a big icicle hanging from the big gun on the Shadow Sword.
Yeah.
All right, now I've got Northern Defenders.
And last year we had like a spaceship that's infested with Terra in it that was crashing on a planet. So the chapter that we call the Hunters was there to attack the Terranian inside the spaceship. So this year is the story that goes on, and like the planet is now infested with a Genesaur cult.
Okay.
And so they are assaulting the base of the Genesaur cult. So it's why you're getting all the scene, like the dining table, the kitchen, like the laboratory, and that kind of stuff.
It's the Genesaur cult eye.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're just destroying it.
Yeah.
And what we had this year, not to have the same army as last year, because we wanted to make new models and make the army evolve.
Yeah.
So we had the first company that is represented by the Grey Knights. So they represent like synapse creature hunters. So that's why we went with the Grey Knight, because it makes sense. They have psychic ability and that kind of stuff.
I've got Team Quebec. Can I get your gentleman's name real quick?
Sam?
Sam?
Eric. It's the Siege of the Eternity Gate. Well, this is the point of the Siege of Terra where Sanguinius comes out the gate to face the demon hordes during the end of the the end of the siege. Just the moment where he comes out, the custodes are coming out to push the horde away from the gates. I like the interaction of the figures. Yes. All the little figures have something they're doing. They're in battle. They're not just standing. They're cutting someone. They're damaged as well. They're battle damaged. There's a couple of missing arms, missing legs. It's not just standing there. It's in process. Something's happening.
And it's already we try to create small vignettes, meaning each models have a story behind it. Meaning if he's actually aiming or try to shoot somebody, and he's totally doing that specific action, and if you take a look where he look himself, it's that fig that he will shoot. You know what I mean?
All right, so I've got the Phalanx of Olympus.
Hey, CJ Young, and we're from Cheyenne, Wyoming, so.
Welcome.
I'm Kyle McCormick.
And?
I'm Ace, or Dylan Grant.
Nice.
Go by Ace.
Gotcha. And now there's a fourth person who didn't get to be a part of this interview, Richard. So
honorable mention.
Okay, honorable mention to Richard.
So our board is the second siege of Terra, when the demons assault Terra when Gilliman returns. It comes from the book The Emperor's Legion by Chris Wright. One of the main themes that I worked on was getting the Lucifer Blacks, who are this regiment of Terra. They're like this elite unit, and we have the conversions over there. We also did the assassins. So we did the assassin temples that are not represented with models. So the Venenum, the Vanis, we have the Master of Assassins, who's a High Lord of Terra.
Yeah, so we also have one of the Ordo Sinestrum Titans, which is the Emperor's personal Titan Legion. And the cool thing about Ordo Sinestrum is that they use Psychers to power up their weapons. On the back of our Titan, you can actually see a bunch of Psychers hooked up to the weapons. I worked really hard on the display board, and I'm really proud of the fact that we got the flickering lights behind the stained glass.
Team Adeptus Brew City Ballers.
Yes.
What's your name, sir?
I'm Joe.
Hi, Joe. How big is your team?
We're 4 people. So myself, my best friend Theo, Logan, and his dad Tim. So this is the tale of Cawl's Manufactorum. Cawl, Belisarius Cawl, well-known Archmagos of Mars, stumbles onto an undiscovered STC for teleportation technology.
Okay.
He's trying to get it out of this Manufactorum. He's got a bunch of Titans and everything, and the Titans are rearming, refitting, damaged, unfit for battle kind of deal. Mid-experimenting, he's done a lot of experimenting trying to perfect this teleporting technology. He comes under attack by Gene Stealers. Tyranid invasion, and he knows he's doomed, but he's got to get this off the planet, so he's going to have his guys sell their lives dearly to try to get this off the planet. I think it's just the overall presentation. It's really a culmination of what we're all good at.
Yeah.
Those guys are really like engineers of the imagination, and I'm really good at the whole painting aspect of it. I just really like the way the theme is. It's in-universe theme. It's that whole like cavern experience too, which kind of adds to it.
Yeah.
You know, really like puts you in the idea like, yeah, you're deep underground.
Studios. What's your name? We'll start with you.
Eric.
Eric.
I'm Gabrielle.
Gabrielle. All right. So now, what's the story that's happening on this board?
So basically, it's a Necromunda hive gang, which are kind of the street gangs, like the Crips, the Blood in our time. So there's Eschers, Orlocks, Goliath, which are doing a rebellion into the Necromunda hive city, and the Adeptus Arbites, which are kind of the police officers of Necromunda, are trying to stop it.
What's really awesome is that pretty much 90% of the army, if not 99% of it, is 100% converted.
Oh.
So there's no base Games Workshop model. So that's pretty cool.
So what he meant is 99% of the army is 100% converted.
Yeah, exactly.